So, hello there. We are back again for another fun-filled afternoon of art. So, if you were with us last time, you remember these. Yes, the color wheel. Okay, so one of them we printed out, and I have that handout for you still available to print out. And you can color in all of the colors around the circle. Or if you have not done that or wasn't able to, you did the Plan B sheet with the hopes of putting what you did on Plan B on Plan A, transferring it over. All right, so let's go ahead and get yourself a sheet of paper, and it doesn't have to be the, multimedia paper this time. You can just get a regular sheet of copy paper if you have it. If you want to use the multimedia paper, hey, go right ahead. What we want to do first on our sheet of paper is we want to draw a circle. Now, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. As you see, I'm trying to sketch out a circle, and I'm making it large, like filling up the entire paper. And I want you to do the same. The larger, the better. And once you've got that done, I want you to think about a clock, the face of an analog clock, because we are going to separate our circle into 12, count them, 12 spaces. And the best way I can get you to think about that is to actually write the numbers of a clock on your circle where they would go, right? So look at this clock. I started with 12 and then went down to 6. And then I went over to 3 and 9 because those are the easiest spots to put on the clock first. And then you fill in the other numbers in between. Got it? Got it? Good. And now for the lines. We're going to have one line that starts between the 12 and the 1 and the 6 and the 7. You could use a ruler to help you draw that line if you like. Doesn't have to be straight as a ruler. It just helps. Second line is going to be between the 1 and the 2 and the 7 and the 8. After that, you're going to have the 2 and the 3 and the 8 and the 9. Draw that line as well. And it doesn't actually crisscross in the center. As you can see, sometimes it's going to be a little bit off. That's just because we didn't draw a perfect circle, people. No problem. We can fix that later. Just do yourself a favor. Keep going. Draw your total 6 lines to create your 12 sections. Next step is to draw your inside circle. Notice I'm keeping about an inch worth of space away from the outside circle, between the outside circle and the inside circle. Just go all the way around until you complete that circle. And so, in case you haven't figured it out yet, we're going to make a pizza pie. Yes, one of my favorite Italian dishes. I love my pizza pie. And so, as you can see, I'm going around putting toppings on my pizza. Favorite topping of all, of course, is pepperonis. So those are just really simple circles. Other options for toppings, I like bell peppers every now and again. To draw a bell pepper for a pizza topping, looks like you start off with 3 curves, then put 3 curves around the first 3 curves. I'm almost like a popcorn kernel. Draw yourself a popcorn kernel and then put a popcorn kernel inside the popcorn kernel, if that makes any sense to you. And you have yourself something that looks like a bell pepper. Mushrooms, not my favorite pizza topping, but Mrs. P, oh yeah, she loves some mushrooms on her pizza. So for the remainder of this lesson, we are to create toppings, fill in our pizza pie with as many toppings as you would like. Kind of space them out, even anchovies if you'd like. Now, I don't technically like anchovies on a pizza, but Makes for a really cool looking pizza topping, right? Glad we're not having to eat this pizza. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So once you get it all filled in like so, now it's time to go back and trace everything with a Sharpie. Oh, and this is where you can fix that everything not crossing in the center thing, right? So put a dot with your Sharpie and you're going to trace along those lines, making sure each of those lines go through that dot, that Sharpie dot. And if you have to change a line as you go to make sure it goes through that dot, then by all means, go right ahead. As you can see, to make sure this one line goes through that dot, I didn't trace over the pencil line exactly. I actually had to fudge it a little bit, and it's totally okay to do that, to make sure each of your pizza lines converge at that dot in the center. Perfectly okay. After you get all those lines drawn, all 6 of them, all the way down and all the way across, you go back and trace over your outside circle lines and all of your pizza toppings. Yeah, trace the whole thing. After that, go ahead and grab yourself an eraser and erase all of those extra pencil lines. You know, you didn't quite trace over them. You had to fix a few things, right? So that left a couple of pencil lines exposed that need to be erased. And there you go. A really nice pizza pie full of all kinds of toppings. It looks really, really good. Notice that I did not erase the numbers. I left those inside the pie crust so that we can reference each piece individually next class. This is what we're doing today. I'd like you now to go and have fun.